everyone, welcome to Flying Wheels and flipping $400 into a Ferrari. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. If you've been following along, I started with just $400, bought cars, sold cars, bought cars, sold cars. I'm up to $10,000. So with that $10,000, I spent 8 of it on this green Jeep last week, and I spent the whole week bringing it back to life, and that's what this video is all about. I'm gonna bring this Jeep and this Jeep back to life, and then I'm gonna try to sell that thing for a profit so we can keep rolling our dough until we can finally afford a Ferrari on just that original $400. Now, if you haven't seen the recap already, I'm not gonna recap it again. You can go back on videos previously, or there's a playlist at the end and you can watch all of our other videos. But whatever your point at, just know we started with $400 and we're at $10,000 right now and bringing this Jeep back to life. Let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back again. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels, and this is flipping $400 into a Ferrari. I started with just $400, and I am at $10,000 now in just a few short months as a side project. And the purpose I'm doing this is to show you that you can do it too. If you're looking for a side hobby, you can do it with anything with my methods. So you don't have to just do it on cars. If you're into computers, if you're into fixing cell phones, if you're into couches and furniture, doesn't matter. The idea is the same. If you don't have a lot of money, you can start with something very small and roll it in one after another, until you can finally get what you want to afford. All with just that original initial investment and some hard work. That's what this series is about, and I'm pumped that we're already at $10,000. With that in mind, I want to show you guys something that I have been working on really hard. It's a passion project that I've been working on the side. You guys have asked for tips and classes and courses and mentorships. It's available. There's a link down below, www.startyourdealership.com. It's going live in, I hope, a month or so. You go to www.startyourdealership.com. You can sign up to get emails and special bonus features. And you can also join our exclusive Facebook group where we can chat about who's doing what. You don't have to get your dealer's license to do this. This also works for people that want a side hustle, a side hobby. I'll teach you how to do it. I'm giving away all of my secrets, so make sure to sign up down below in the link, startyourdealership.com. Let's get on with our $400 flip into a Ferrari. So we're at the auction. I have $10,000 to spend, and I'm really feeling a Jeep build. I haven't built a Jeep Wrangler in a few months. It's the off season, so we should be able to score it pretty cheap. Well, I did end up buying this Jeep Wrangler, 2010 Wrangler, 82,000 miles, lift kit, 35-inch tires, front bumpers done, rear bumpers done, pretty ugly. Fenders have been done. This thing's gonna need some work. Oh man, that sounds awful. Wanna know what stinks? And I swear it wasn't doing this when I tested it out before. Now you hear it? Now you don't. That's the clutch. When I push the clutch in, it makes that noise. But unfortunately, I went over my budget. I spent $10,520 on this, and I only came here to spend $10,000. So I actually can't include this one in the $400 Ferrari flip. 07 with 141,000 miles, great 35-inch tires, lift kit, grill. It's a little beat up though. That doesn't stay up. Cracked windshield, missing the carpets. It's a Wrangler X, 07 Wrangler X with 140,000 miles. I only paid $8,000 for that one. So I paid $8,000 for that, which leaves $2,000 in any repairs that I need for that Jeep. And it's still way undervalued. That's easily a $12,500 Jeep retail. So I should do really well depending on what it needs. Here is our $400 Ferrari flip. We have great general grabber tires. These things look like they were just done. We have a lift kit, grill, stubby bumper ends. This we're gonna bring back to life. I like the star on the hood. We're gonna stitch up that seat. It has no carpets on it, but the interior is in pretty good shape. We gotta do a windshield and get this piece for it. We have a pretty good dent right here and a crack in the taillight. So my intentions were to pull this taillight out. So we're gonna replace these taillights. Pull this taillight out, pull this dent out, and aside from having to do any body work and paint, we'll get this rust off. We'll prime and just touch it up. And then your idea was the same as mine, yeah, which was
get the diamond cut corners,
yeah,
and cover it up on both sides, and probably upgrade the taillights since we're still gonna have to buy them.
That's exactly what I thought. So diamond plate covers on both corners, and then the taillights go over them, and then this no longer has to be perfect anymore. And then you had mentioned it too, so we're pretty much on the same page with everything, because I was thinking, well, these just come off, pull them off, grind it down, touch it up, and then all the trim gets trimmed out again. So I've been getting a lot of slack because German has been doing all the work in this series. Well, in this video, the Jeeps I'm gonna take care of on my own. I'm gonna do this one to show you that I can do it as well. But listen, the whole point of this series is to show you how to run your business successfully. I used to do all this stuff by myself, but you're never gonna be able to grow if you're doing everything on your own. To scale, you need to learn how to replace yourself. So you need to be able to replace yourself with someone as good as you or better. And then you can move on to the next step. So I have somebody that can run my admin stuff. I have somebody that can run my detailing stuff. I have somebody that can run my sales stuff for me. And then I can keep moving on and growing the business. That's important. You need to do that to be able to scale your business up and grow. But for now, because you asked, I'm gonna be the one taking care of all the Jeep stuff. Here's what it looks like after being grinded down. You're really gonna get all the rust out because if you don't get it out, like the answer. If you don't get it all, it's coming back. So we need to get rid of it. So we grind it all out. Then we use a product like this, a rust dissolver. You can see it's like a gel. Rub it on, let it sit, and it kills all the rust. You can actually see it's turning black. And we're gonna let that sit for a few minutes. So I'm not really gonna do body work to it. I grinded it down, I'm gonna prime it, and then I got a custom match kiwi green that I'm gonna cover, so I'm gonna paint it, and then I'm gonna put a nice cover over it because it's never gonna be perfect and matched anyway. Product on this plate came up pretty darn good. So this was pretty easy. This piece is just plastic and it was crazy expensive. This was $44 from the dealer, but it's just 3 screws. The old one comes out, the new one pops in, locks in place, done. Fixed. Everything is in but this piece, and I just realized I ordered it from China on eBay and I had no idea, so I just checked tracking. It said it's not going to be here till April 27th. It's February 12th right now. In China. Those look good.
I'm glad you left it on this one.
Those look good on this Jeep. Wow, especially with that diamond plate too, it all kind of just flows. All right, on to the black Wrangler. Now this is not part of the $400 Ferrari flip, but I'm on Jeeps, so why not keep going with the theme? This thing is gross. And it's also filthy. It came from down south, so it's covered in like red clay, like Georgia clay. So I started spraying it with my air gun and just dust and dirt everywhere. I'm gonna have to take the top off just to clean this thing without killing myself. And now that I'm looking at it, this tan top would actually look better on the green Wrangler. Green and tan, very military-ish. And tan and black and red doesn't even flow together. I'm thinking first thing I'm gonna do after I clean this is get rid of all this red because it's horrendous. So I'm blowing everything out, finding tons of melted cough drops. And oh, look what I found right here. Someone's having a good time. Remember what all of this looks like right now. You see the door jambs, panels, they're all filthy. Remember this now, people. See these carpets right here? I'm gonna use an upholstery dye to bring them back to life. See what it looks like there? And there? Give it just a minute. And I'm gonna dust it on. Now you don't wanna spray too much on in one place because it'll harden. You wanna feather it in and dust it on everything so the dust settles and dyes the fabric. Here's the finished product here as well. And then going over to the driver's side, finished product right there. Voila, carpets dyed. So these wheels would look a lot better polished, but it's gonna be a lot of work to peel this off. And you can see the corrosion underneath. So I'm just gonna recoat it with another coat of like a rubber coating, peelable rubber coating. Here it is after 2 light coats. Yes, I'd rather go polished, but this is far easier. Luckily, these panels come off pretty easily. So you Phillips here, Phillips here, Phillips here, and right there, and then it pops off, and a lot of it's on clips. So you just kind of pry it open, and it pops off. Unplug the plug, voila, done. These actually just pop right out. So if I just pry it out slowly, these come right out. And these down here are just plastic cups that pull out, but they flex. So we painted them, but as soon as they flex, the paint's gonna flake right off. These ones are actually easier than I thought. I thought they popped off, but they just slide over and then off. Look at this, there's even like clay in here. This thing has definitely had some fun. So the parts are all sanded down, and we're just going to dust a coating over it. A couple light coats. I'm not going to put it heavy, otherwise you get that eggshell orange feel. How to increase the horsepower on your car. Get rid of all these silly monster stickers. First and foremost. Ta-da, automatically faster. We got ourselves a Chrysler radio out of storage, so I'm gonna pop that in there as well. So these showed up to go on the windows also. They're pretty heavy duty, but they were like 90 bucks. It's really strange. I bought these plates because they were missing and the holes aren't lining up here. So I got these in, but these ones don't line up. We just made a discovery. Show me that. The piece was on there the whole time. So is this one. It's just covered in some type of glue. So now we have to work on removing all this stuff. But I get to save myself $80 by returning those other ones, so that's a score. Yeah, here's what they look like after being cleaned up. See this hole in the seat right here? I'm going to teach you a little trick. This is fishing line. I don't use thread, I use fishing line. It's much stronger. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be a heck of a lot better. Here's the seat, finished product. Again, not perfect, but significantly better. So it's way too cold for my water to get all this dust and dirt off. So we're using heat and a power washer. And we're just gonna kill this thing because it came from Tennessee. So you can see all the clay caked up in here, all in here. It's everywhere. So that's hot water coming out of there. I'm gonna power wash the whole thing off. Oh, not the wheels, not the wheels. Please, I just painted them. You can see all the dirt running on the ground. That was all caked on the frame. This came out great.
Yeah?
I was hoping all this was dirt. Oh, look how perfect this frame is. This is what it's like down south, huh?
Oh, yeah.
When you don't get rust. Unreal. Next day, and we changed our mind last minute. This Jeep came out so nice, and it's from Tennessee, so look at this frame. So I know this video was supposed to be about the green Jeep, but it turned out to be the black Jeep because the black Jeep is actually nicer than the green Jeep. It was like a wolf in sheep's clothing. So we're doing a U-joint on the axle. We're doing a bearing here. We're doing slave cylinder, roll bearing, slave cylinder, clutch master cylinder, and then we should be done. All right, I got a question for everybody, and I really actually need your help. Opinions, please. This is a 2007 Jeep Wrangler Sport, 35-inch tires. Tires are brand new on it. Also 140,000 miles. This is a 10 Rubicon with 89,000 miles. Rubicon, 35-inch tires. These tires are bald. This Jeep is nicer. This Jeep is newer, lower miles. Rubicon came with Tennessee, which means no rust on the frame. That one also needs a new clutch put in. This one has a crack in the windshield and an airbag light on. It's also worth less, and I'm gonna run it through the auction. Do I swap the wheels over? 18s with bald tires go on this one, and these brand new tires will go on that one. This thing only needs a clutch, and I have an awesome Rubicon with low miles, and then that one I can just wholesale needing tires with a crack in the windshield and an airbag light on. Or do I just buy tires and do a clutch? What would you guys do? So here's my finished product, and I have to say I'm really, really surprised that this one actually turned out to be the winner out of both of them. I mean, now I have two nice Jeeps, but this one was a complete lemon. I thought it was gonna be a dud, a wash. I thought I was gonna lose my shirt on it. It turned out to be really, really nice, and I'm gonna show you why in a minute. This one also came out really, really nice. I mean, it showed up nice. I just had to do some finishing touches, and the final product is pretty well done. So let me show you the Rubicon first, because this one really surprised me. After the power wash, look at how nice the frame came out. This is a Tennessee car with no rust. Now, coming from New Hampshire, that is extremely, extremely rare. Clearly, I like Jeeps. I have 4 other Jeeps right now, and I'm gonna show you another one from New England just so we can get an idea of what they normally look like. Now, this is a 13, so this actually looks pretty good. Let's go to one over here. This one's a 2011 with 160,000 miles. This is probably more realistic. So yeah, you can kind of see the crust on it underneath. And I'm gonna go back to this Rubicon one more time to show you what it looks like. Look at this frame. It is perfect. And then I painted this rear bumper. And then obviously we swapped the wheels. You guys voted to put the black wheels on the green Jeep and the aluminum silver wheels on the black Jeep. I think it was a good compliment. The only thing is this green Jeep has wheel spacers, so it's significantly wider. So if you look at the two, both have 35-inch tires, both have a lift kit. This one looks beefier because of the wheel spacers. You can kind of see how the tires stick out past the fender versus these don't stick out past the bushwhackers. Now, the difference between a Sport and a Rubicon, this Sport actually has power windows and power locks. Not typical in the Sport. That's an upgrade on the Sport option that comes in Saharas and Rubicons. The Rubicons You get locking differentials, Dana rear and front axles. And right here, you'll see sway bar. It's an electronic sway bar, locking axles, and a lot of other cool off-road features. Usually you get more aggressive tires, obviously. These are far more aggressive. Now these tires look nearly brand new, which is why I put them on the Rubicon. I paid more for the Rubicon. It's worth way more money. Now, if you remember, this black one was squealing pretty terribly. It was a clutch master cylinder and a clutch slave cylinder. We replaced both of those. No more squealing, shift smoothly. Now, this is the finished product of this Wrangler, and I'm really pumped about it. It's gonna go up my website soon. I'm thinking around, because it's from Tennessee and there's no rust, really makes it worth a lot more. So I'm thinking around $16,000. 89,000 miles is also low miles for a 2010 Jeep Wrangler, so I think that's pretty fair. And an enthusiast that likes Jeeps, that's from the area, is going to appreciate this one because it's a Rubicon and because there's no rust. Now on to the green one. This one I think came out amazing. Now it came with the stubby bumper. I use these on everything. It's so easy. These are cheap. You basically cut the original fender and then these pop on. You drill some holes and they push pin on. The grille I removed, we painted, and I tinted the lenses. This still needs tires, and I'm torn if we should do tires or just sell it as it is. I mean, I can leave it up to the buyer as well. We also painted all the rims with a rubber coating, a Plasti-Dip coating actually, because I wasn't about to remove all that Plasti-Dip in the middle of February. So we sanded them down and I put 2 more coats of Plasti-Dip and then a satin gloss Plasti over it. The frame is in good shape on this one too. I redid the rocker stripe on the bottom because it was starting to chip. This I am really proud of. So you remember it before. And this is what it looks like after. Even though I told German not to buff it, he still did. And now he got wax on it. But it still looks great. And then these taillights I am pumped about. I love how these taillights came out. These were like $80. It's such an upgrade. I grinded that down, painted that as well. And then instead of finding carpets, we just cleaned the floors and they came out great. So it's really not that weird that it has no carpets. It doesn't look that strange. It just looks like a beefy Jeep because it is a beefy Jeep. Oh, there's more. Look at the inside of this Rubicon. If you remember, it was all red and orange, peely, fish-eyed. You got to see the inside of this. Boom. Look at that door. You would never know. It's texture painted, texture coated. Remember what all of this looks like right now. It is awesome. I removed the panels. Obviously, you saw me do that. I sewed the seat. I took care of everything. No more. Oh, look what I did. I missed the red right there. Doors. So everything is black again. 82,000 miles on this Jeep. And the carpets came out wonderful as well. Even though I just did them, the guys stepped on them in their boots. I always tell them not to do it, and they did it anyway. I'm really pleased with this one. I thought it was gonna be such a loser, and it wasn't. So now I get to go drive around and wave people. By the way, see all these Jeeps? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Jeep Wranglers. Almost all of them are listed on my website, www.flying-wheels.com, if anyone's interested. This is my favorite one. Don't buy this one because I want it for the summer, but I guess if you want it, I'll sell it. Lifted 2.5 inches, 35-inch tires that were just done. That's a fun Jeep, unlimited. I'm gonna have fun in that this summer if it doesn't sell. So anyway, that's my flipping $400 into a Ferrari. I went a little overextended and talked more about the Rubicon than I did the green Jeep, but the green Jeep is the 400 flip Ferrari. So I have $10,000. I spent $8 on that, plus a couple hundred extras. So I'm into it for about $8,500. So I have $8,500 into that and $1,500 in cash so far. That's where I'm at with my $10,000. So I started with $400. I'm at $10,000, which is that Jeep and $1,500 balance. So now I have to go and sell that thing. Maybe I can buy another $1,500 car in the meantime until that sells. We'll go see. So now it's up to me and German to sell that Jeep, to roll it into more profit, to end up with our Ferrari, because time is ticking. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed yet, subscribe down below. If you hit the bell, you get a notification every time we make a new video. And also, if you give me a thumbs up, it helps boost our algorithm so more people get to see our videos, so we get more views, and then we can make better videos for you guys to watch. So it's like people helping people. So I appreciate it very much. Thanks everybody. I'll see you all later. Appreciate it.